You did it. In terms of like, if you're a young fighter and you got aspirations, what do you want to do? You want to be an Olympic gold medalist. You want to win multiple world titles, 2 division world champion, and you retired undefeated. You're the one. You're like a unicorn, man. You're a rare dude.
65 pounds. He is the only U.S. fighter to capture Olympic gold in the 2004 Olympiad in Athens, and the first to do so in 8 years. Tonight, he makes his professional debut from Oakland, California. Here is Andre, ATF All-Terrain Fighter Ward.
Ring has anteed up for an interest in Andre Ward. What is it that you saw in him that made you excited about becoming his promoter?
Well, when I saw Andre, it just reminded me a lot of myself in the old days, and because my company has him, I'm going to see.
Thank you, Roy. Appreciate it.
Obviously knows what the game is here. Perhaps.
Oh, a left hand lands for Ward, and he knocks Molina back into the ropes with that one. Critics about Ward at the Olympics, aside from the fact that he came out of the very iffy American amateur boxing structure and won a gold medal, is that he's versatile as a fighter, seems to be able to go forward or backward, and can hit with either hand.
This level, I don't know if
Ward's right eye, there's blood in there. It must be to a very rough Andre Ward. Of course, this appears to have flirted with headbutting a little bit. There's a huge left hand by Ward. Very. And Ward flips Molina with.
You gotta feel younger with some tats on my face. Taking a bunch of Xannies with the strap on
my legs are tired. Second knockdown of the fight. And again, Ward firing the left hand out of the southpaw stance.
Hey, you okay? You okay? The interesting thing here, Jim, is that
Gotta feel me.
To this bout, the official time, 40 seconds of round number 2. The winner by TKO, winning his professional debut, Olympic gold, the American dream, ATF All-Terrain Fighter Andre Ward.
He drank water throughout our meeting, and then an hour and a half later stepped on the scale. 170 pounds. 167.8.
So I'm just letting him know I don't respect you. As soon as we step in that ring, I'm undefeated, and he needs to figure me out as much as I gotta figure him out. You can't appeal.
Landed punches.
inconspicuous because of his style.
Fight the correct fights to fight one another. Ward hasn't fought into that. Listen to what he said.
At the weigh-in, we showed the video.
That was a good hook by Ward.
Out of shape. He's
super middleweight anyway. At light heavyweight.
In round your great career, can you remember facing anybody who you thought
very hard to hit?
you went to see? There's that shoulder.
Great jab. Very smart.
Ward says physically 8 months ago. The truth is on again.
Don't many punches.
to control a fight.
That's a blowout.
Since the front, he is not in this.
A lot of speed.
Put something on him.
Great stuff, Mike. Fantastic 2 rounds working with you, baby.
Mike going ready for it.
Calm down, fight. Wild punch. Rodriguez is a pretty big shot. Arms. He gets this. Right in the chest.
Biggie.
Rodriguez has been moving around. Watching it to indicate that he was body shot by
Ronnie Shields.
Rodriguez lands, Ward
To be able to land the left.
this goes out to you.
Next to nothing under one. You know, Jim, when he gets off first, he's impossible. But these are all you guys. Points game. Won't take too many baits.
Ward is in good shape. Everyone's so
Kellerman workers that included Roy Jones to work the back foot, but then while still being the king of Los Angeles, something of a wrestling throwing punches.
Biggie.
Ford at his weight of 168, and Ward wiped him out.
and mind you that
With Ward, so you'd have no interest in a rematch. Split it around.
That's when the issue goes
At a weight of 174.4 pounds, Sullivan Barrera. Ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds in an IBF light heavyweight elimination bout. Sullivan Barrera versus Andre Ward.
S.O.G.
Champion Andre Ward weighing in at 168 pounds.
167 for Arthur Abraham. Andre Ward weighs in at 168 pounds. Semifinals of the Super 6 World Boxing Classic. Ward versus Abraham.
Ward's camp set advancement to the net. Lay back and try natural left-hander. Oh, he felt it. This is around Andre Ward. Hooking up in Burgundy, the challenger. And look at the breast row score. Jab to the body. Yeah, he's moving forward. They're going the winner of college. Listen, he was in one of my sticks. Andre Ward.
Arthur Abraham. Crisp, fast combination punching. That's what gets the job.
Like Andre Ward. Oh, left up.
We'll watch that because I know it's going to be interesting.
This has been symptomatic of his career. Ward was facing some heat behind his jab. He has a lot in this fight. Has not been Burgundy. And he is getting caught late. Switching to left. Antonio Ward right now. One of them. Thinking of intermediate. Jab by Ward. Right hook. Followed by an up. Hold that round like this.
For November 19th and Sergey Kovalev.
That's what it looks like to me, baby.
Do you think he's ready?
Yeah, I see he's ready, and I'm ready.
Wins by KO from Oakland, California, USA, the two-time world champion, Andre Ward. 175 pounds for Andre S.O.G. Ward. He is the reigning and defending WBA, WBO, IBF. Will be the best fighter in the world at the end of 12 rounds or less. The challenger, two-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist, Andre Ward. The defending champion, undefeated, from Chelyabinsk, Russia, Sergey Kovalev. Boxing fans, are you ready? Tomorrow night, by way of the MGM Grand at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's the pound-for-pound title and the light heavyweight championship of the world. Live on HBO pay-per-view.
Tactical start. Kovalev wants to be sure not to overreach early. Quick right hand lands for Ward. Ward getting a little left to the body.
It makes it such that Andre has to walk a tightrope.
Stiff there you see Kovalev.
Use it.
Left hand lands for Kovalev. Ward shaking his head, but
Kovalev knocked me down. All right, bro, I got you. Smile. You're embarrassed. You're mad. You're frustrated. You're everything. And in that 8 second, that 8 count you're getting, you feel every emotion you could possibly feel. But inside, I knew, like, now you're going to have to knock me out because I'm coming to get it. And so when I get knocked down by Kovalev, like, that's fight or flight time, baby. Like, whatever's in you is going to come out. If you got some turn in you, that's the time you're going to turn. It's going to be self-preservation mode. And you're going to be more focused on surviving than you are trying to win. And I thank God, man, that he had his hand on me that night, bro. And that what was in me was real. And it was enough to break him.
get flustered. Don't get frustrated.
Always been Andre's money punch is the left hook upstairs.
Oh, good shot. Kovalev did. Oh, good hook.
Andre Ward believe he needs to risk. That's a terrible risk to take against Kovalev for fast pace.
Oh, good punch shot by Kovalev. Good jab by Kovalev.
And you wonder if the sand is running out of the hourglass on Andre Ward's perfect perfection.
Way, you seemed surprised to me when you got the decision, were you?
No, I don't know where you got that from, Max, no disrespect. I knew it was a close fight. I'm in here, so you never know how judges are gonna sway it. And no disrespect again, but I think the crowd is saying that they feel like the real winner won. But taking nothing from Kovalev, in a tight fight, he's gonna feel like he got robbed. I would have been disappointed. Take nothing away from him. We got the belts tonight.
As I said, I felt that fight could have gone either way. It was that close. You had to climb out of a hole you dug for yourself, or maybe he dug for you early. How did you do it?
Well, first of all, let me just stop real quick, man. I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for just this full journey. It's been almost 12 years. Amazing journey up until this point. To your point, I mean, I've been a champion before I came in here. I knew it was going to be a tough fight. You never anticipate getting dropped. That was the first time in my career getting dropped, but I'm pleased with myself by the way I responded.
You showed championship mettle, no doubt. That's how you won the fight. But sometimes when the guy you're trying to climb back against also shows championship mettle, it makes it especially difficult. What did he show you over the second half of that fight as you were starting to claw your way back in?
He did everything that I expected him to do, including fade a little bit. You know, he started to slow up. He never quit, obviously, but he started to slow up, and Virg did a phenomenal job, my coach, just keeping me in the fight and saying, man, you need every round. Go get it. Don't leave anything to chance. And listen, sometimes you're going to win close fights, and that's the way it is.
I said at a certain point, only a great fighter is going to win this fight. Do you feel that tonight you reached a certain level of greatness that you hadn't yet attained in your career?
I mean, it's hard for me to call myself great. You know that. You've been knowing me for a long time. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm a 2-division world champion, a 5-time world champion, and I beat nothing but champions. So I'll leave that for the people to say, the pundits, the critics to say. I'm just happy we got this victory, and I give God the glory.
A close decision, and this to me seemed close either way you want to score it. People will call for a rematch. Would you give Sergey Kovalev a rematch?
Of course. You know, I'm not going to negotiate a fight right now, Max. I've been in the game a long time. I'm going to go home, relax, enjoy this victory, and we'll see what's next.
Sergey, what did you think of the decision?
Nothing. It's a wrong decision, you know, like come on, I don't want to say my opinion, you know, like people, witnesses is here. Witnesses are here. Everybody saw what happened.
You not only had early success, including a knockdown, but as he started to try to rattle you and as he fought better as the fight wore on, you never lost your composure. You stayed disciplined. How did you do that?
It's my job, Max. I made a shape for this fight like maybe like since 11 years old, you know, like this was a fight all of my life, you know, like, and like really I'm disappointed for judge's decision. Like people say like
many people, maybe most people will say that you won. Harold Letterman scored for you wide at ringside. I thought it was a very close fight that could have gone either way. Did you feel that he was fighting his way back into the fight later on?
Yeah, he got maybe a few rounds, you know, like I'm agree that not a full fight, like it's really like I kept control all the fight, all rounds, like I lost maybe like 3 rounds of all fight. It's like
I can also see that argument. It was that kind of fight. Do you want a rematch?
Of course, I want a rematch, like, and I will kick his ass, like, I just wanted, you know, like, show to boxing, like, a good boxing, like, and no short round fight, you know, like not small rounds.
So you're the crusher. You're Sergey Kovalev. You knocked me down in the second round, not the 11th, the second round. You were supposed to finish me, sir. The fact that we're even talking about a fight being close, the fact that I finished the fight, that's bothering you. That's chipping away at this whole crusher thing that you've been living on, and he couldn't handle it. And instead of owning it, he blamed John David Jackson. He blamed this guy, blamed that guy. That's a sign of weakness, man, not strength.
Weigh in for the final bout of Stage 1 of the Super 6 World Boxing Classic. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we invite the defending champion onto the scale, the Viking warrior, Mikkel Kessler, 167 pounds. Olympic gold medalist and undefeated #1 contender, S.O.G. Ward. 166.5 pounds for Andre Ward. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Super Middleweight Championship of the World.
Every rhyme I write is 25 to life. Got the trust they brought in my life. Ain't no problem hesitation. Don't really have me incarceration. You don't know me. There's no relation between Bridge and don't play. I don't got time for your petty thinking, my son. I'm bigger than no. Claiming that you pack heat, but you're scared to hold. And once the smoke clears, you can let everyone in your dome. I ain't in the project. My mentality is what kids don't take advantage of. Sometimes I want to watch you live. And I'm a grown man. They didn't stop doing that cause my brain reacts. But if you want kid late, you know that I don't take gas, kid, you know I bring it to your live. Stay in a child place, kid, you out of line. Women on my thirsty for recognition. I'm sipping, he and Jay got my mouth. He is severely dig him out without a whole hustling. Get that loot, kid, you know that he could see. Transition him back out there and save him this fight.
He's looking with straight right hand. He's tried to win the first 2 matches in this tournament. Olympic.
This ain't no such thing. Halfway crunk. Scared to death.
In the lab, Kessler wants to stay.
Halfway crunk. Scared to death. Scared to look. They shook. This ain't no such thing. Halfway crunk. Scared to death. Scared to look. They shook. This ain't no such thing. Halfway crunk.
Lead right hand.
You beat Kessler, and you won your first title. That had to be a beautiful moment.
Unreal. And it was in my hometown. Kessler's arrogance allowed that fight to take place in my hometown. He had more knockouts than I had victories.
It had to be, but one of the things you were so good at, man, was, I don't have to tell you, you know this, was using your jab to shut down southpaw fighters, shut down their jab and counter. You know, and you just had that, you had like extra juice with your left hand because you used it so much.
I had to. Like when you have one hand or one arm that functions really well, like you learn to make that thing great. Like, you know, you overcompensate, and that's what that left hand was, overcompensation, because I didn't have the right hand to fall back on, you know. But the whole southpaw thing, shout out to my boy Nick and Nate Diaz, like, and all the work we've done in camp. Like those guys got me ready for a lot of my southpaw opponents, like, you know, midway through and toward the end of my career. So a lot of work with those guys, and specifically Nate. At a certain point, I stopped working with Nick because he was doing other things, but Nate, man, and the volume and having to like deal with the awkwardness and the height and the reach, and like that got me ready for Chad Dawson.
That's amazing.
What's going to happen on September 8th?
September 8th, the boxing world is going to get 2 of the most skilled fighters in the sport. You're a light heavyweight coming down to my weight of 68, and it's going to be fireworks.
We're going to go toe-to-toe. Obviously, me victorious. me coming out on top.
So far, Steve Smoker seems very focused on it. Quick left hook inside. It's a big hit. Dawson's training 29 of 103. Dawson 13 out of 61. Ward believes he's got him hurt. Dawson's trying to hold on. Quick right hook by Dawson in there. Lands the one punch, and here comes Ward, setting up his left hook again.
Figure out a way to survive this act
because he's opening it for the finish. And by Ward. Another left hook.
Well, Larry,
and now perfectly.
Two top fighters on the line. Attack if he needs.
Another left hook lands flush.
Watching for the one. See, you counter with the other bad because he has quick feet. See him constantly see right there, get position.
Is he capable that way? Is he getting the truth from his corner?
Uppercuts by Ward now. Jolting Dawson.
To your point, Larry, masterful inside stuff from Andre Ward.
And Steve Smoger, the referee, you always feel he's fighting, and tonight he's really
to score the
because and he let it all.
160 and Sarge 160s and Ward just rocked Dawson again with another left hook, and Dawson's legs are gone, and there's the third.
An end to this himself.
And that's a wise choice.
He's done.
Guys have spent your entire life dreaming about winning belts. You each have belts. This trophy now has put the 6 best super middleweights in front of one another. And now it's come down to you two. Two original guys who signed on. But what does this trophy mean to you, Andre?
I wouldn't want to take one without the other. I wouldn't want to take the belts and leave the cup. I've been dreaming about and believing that I would have that cup in my house, in my trophy case, since we started. I believed it was possible. I knew it was a lot of work up ahead. I knew it would be no cakewalk to get there, but it's within reach, and I'm fired up about it. The BC belt being on the line, my belt being on the line, and of course the coveted Ring Magazine belt to end any argument about who's the best super middleweight in the world. I'm excited, man.
And you? Your feelings on this trophy?
It's part of a package. It's not just a trophy. The trophy represents, to me, greatness. So winning that, there'd be no argument about the greatness. Do you feel you'd be a great, hypothetically speaking, if you was to put that in your trophy cabinet? Because let me tell you, it's not happening. But
well,
hypothetically, would you be a great?
I think it'd be a good win.
So you won't be a great?
You know, I was just raised a little bit different, Carl. You know, the way my father raised me, we don't pat ourselves on the back. We don't call ourselves great. We let other people do that.
Okay, you don't need to go all deep and meaningful and start talking about daddies. All I'm saying is it's a yes/no answer. So if the answer's no, that's fine.
I'm great if the media feels like
I get it.
Then so be it. But what you got to understand is, in this conversation or in our fight, you're not in control. And when you're not in control, you can't handle it.
I'm in control.
You try to out-talk people. You want to try to be philosophical, but then when I'm philosophical, I'm getting too deep. You're not in control. You don't control
a simple question.
What I say and my responses. You stay on your side of the table and you answer the way you want to, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Jim Gray is narrating this, not you.
Okay.
Not Carl Froch. It's not the Carl Froch show.
Is it not? Thanks for pointing that out.
See, Carl wants to be in control.
I've got to be honest, I've watched that fight once.
He wants to be in control, but this is the deal. He's never fought a fighter like me.
I think you're reading into me too much.
the things that he says doesn't have the effect that he wants to
You're putting yourself on a pedestal that you shouldn't be doing. It's dangerous. I don't feel Andre Ward can hurt me. I don't think he hurts many fighters. I'm going into this fight knowing full well that Andre's not going to knock me out. I know that. And that's a nice feeling.
Sure you guys got that.
Exactly. Make sure you have got it. We'll have a little bet if you want.
About 8 cameras got
There's
it.
absolutely no way you can knock me out. No chance.
That's good for TV.
Right?
That's a great
It's not
one-liner.
about television.
It's a great one-liner.
It's not about television. It's not about me trying to be bravado. I'm telling you now, categorically, you cannot render me unconscious.
That's good for TV.
Without a mallet.
That's good.
Without a mallet. But guess what? I can knock you out.
That's good for
with
TV.
either hand. Forget the TV. Ignore the television.
Do you believe you can knock him out?
I can knock you out, and you know that deep
Any
down.
fighter can be knocked out. And that's my mindset. I make every...
So you also believe you can be knocked out then?
Any fighter can be knocked out, but will it be Carl Froch? No.
Remember, there's 2 different types of power, right? The kind that hurts you, it's the kind that stays with you.
Is Ward coming to fight? I need to know the answer to that question. Is he coming to fight? I didn't think you'd answer that one.
I can tell you, you're gonna get hit a lot, and you're gonna miss a lot. And I can tell you...
That's not gonna happen.
And I can tell you that he's gonna hurt you. I can tell you that.
It's honestly not gonna happen.
Homework on breaking this guy down. What's his weaknesses that you know you can take advantage of?
I've never seen him really defend himself inside. I don't think he knows how, based on the style of fighting he comes from.
You know, yeah, he'll throw on the inside, but he also leaves himself open after he throws. His head stays right there.
That's bad. A bit of a smile. It's nice here.
Ooh.
Chomping on the bit. I think he's rattled. I think he's nervous. I think the pressure's getting to him. Because I'm relaxed. I'm confident. I've got a lot of fun.
No punishment coming from you.
Talk too much. No more talk. No more talk. No more talk.
You had an amazing career, but one of the things that I think maybe people aren't as aware of, as makes your career even more incredible, is that you fought for a long time with a bad shoulder. Like if you go back and watch the Carl Froch fight, I watched that, getting ready for this, I watched it again. You boxed the shit out of him with mostly your left hand.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, the spirit is with you. Come on. Let's go, Cole.
12 rounds for the Super 6 World Boxing Classic Championship and WBA and WBC titles.
You can feel the tension.
The Cobra wants to use his length, work everything off of the jab. Andre Ward wants to be more like a mongoose.
That's the one we want. Smoker, the third man on the inside.
And what Andre Ward told us was that Froch can punch inside, but he can't defend inside. He will attack. Oh, he gets hit with a left hook. Ward dominate. Ward.
This is the type of toughness that all of his opponents seem to underestimate. Now he's letting that beast go.
Don't give him more. Lightning quick. Lands a jab. Straight right hand getting in for Andre. Nice combination by eats a left hook.
He's putting it all out on the line.
Performance by Andre Ward on every level. Ernie that ends here tonight in Atlantic City. Hook connects for Ward.
That pound for pound #1 slot that you held down, really going back to maybe the Corrales fight, maybe before that, was up for grabs. A lot of people gave it to Chocolatito Gonzalez. Right now, I'm giving it to Andre Ward from that victory of
No,
Who do you give
no,
it? we're
not going to do that.
No, I did it. You can't take it back.
No. Wait. I like Andre Ward. But one thing about me, I call a spade a spade. He didn't win.
Для некоторых большой подарок.
Блядь, на его лицо посмотри на того. Все в синяках, блядь, у него. То есть, блядь, тут вообще конца еще не дали, вот это вообще. Да, блядь.
Все, блядь, там американцы. В следующий раз будем по-другому бить. Да, как будем бить? Покажи.
Same thing with Kovalev. Fought the first fight, close, could have went either way. But from the time the first fight ended until the time the second fight started, I learned more about that guy in that period of time than I did in any round that I fought him in.
Hungry and hungry. It's me. I want to prove that he's not a real champion. He's a paper champion, really. Everything what should be mine, I will get back. I didn't feel any punch from him, really. This right uppercut, I even didn't like this punch because I didn't feel it.
He say whatever he wants to say about punching power and this and that, but he knows that I know. I heard the grunts inside. I know when I'm hurting somebody. I'm not gonna fall for the Jedi mind trick. And I see him across the ring in round 5, heaving, chest going in and out.
Punch like a girl, like tick, 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 tick. You know, like it's a points for judges. Just, you know, okay, I didn't know that this bullshit, judges can count it. If you challenger and it's champion, challenger, if you like a step only here, he cannot get belts from the champion. He should be one step over, right? But he didn't even this. He was here.
He said so much, and I was poking holes in it. I was quiet, and I was just sitting back, and everybody was misreading the silence. Like, oh, Ward's scared. He's not gonna take the rematch. I'm just sitting there like, man, I'm taking notes, man. This guy, keep talking. And he was just saying things where I was like, this is a weakness. Now, if he would have said, look, I felt like I won that fight. I felt like they robbed me. I'm coming back to get it. And then went silent, went dark. Now I'm like, man, this dude is getting ready. We got to tighten up. Kept talking, man. Sometimes that talking to reveal a little bit too much about yourself. What did you say?
Turn my mic on. I ain't gonna do that.
He didn't give me any credit. He started, I mean, if it wasn't the ring, and I'm exaggerating, but just for the case of emphasis, you know, if the ring lights weren't too bright, the referee was against him. If it wasn't the referee, it was the judges. Like, he never owned up to anything that he did wrong. But if I go back to the research that we did about him before we even fought him the first time, that lined up with what we heard. The guy, he doesn't take ownership of anything. He blames everybody. Anytime anything goes wrong, he's a front runner. He's a bully. He's this, he's that. That confirmed everything we had heard.
Shown in the first fight, it's extremely dramatic here early.
Ward momentarily losing his balance against the ropes. Kovalev took advantage of that.
Don't feel Ward's power's relative now.
Good body, good jab. And the jab, at least on the cards, like
time, but it's abundantly clear. He doesn't let his hands go with the same. Of course, the official judges come for Ward when you're throwing the last fight.
Good body shot from Kovalev under the heart. He is, although he's landing some big shots.
Had a lot of experience going these late rounds, so.
Has scored 4 out of 5 rounds for Ward. For Kovalev.
And Kovalev is
out too far to land it from outside. Then when he gets close, he's too close to land it. So he can't hit Ward with great fighters, and so effective.
So even as we're telling you the story of the fight as we see it, but Andre, I actually think, is landing the harder shot.
I agree with you, Max.
Hard you punch. It's how hard it's going a certain way. Ward is coming on. Kovalev is looking for a breather, those sorts of things. Oh, he's looking for a breather, looking for the ref to give him some help, turns his back to Ward. But when the action resumes, it's Kovalev who landed the shot.
Good right hand inside by Kovalev. No pause in the action.
At him now. Oh, there you go.
Right hand by Ward.
That hurt him bad.
Front to the fight. Wobbles Kovalev.
Bad. I told you he was weak, Jim. You can see his legs, he's done this fight.
Kovalev holding on right now. Ward has a chance to knock him out with a minute still to go in the 8th round.
Hurt body shot. He's hurt from a body shot. Bad. Body shots are killing him, Jim.
Ward with body shots and a left hook.
Yeah, he's
Kovalev in
big
big trouble. 50 seconds to go in the round. Sergey just trying to get away.
Ward not known as a finisher, but Kovalev looks finished.
Crowd rocking and rolling. Ward like the smart finisher that he is, trying to go to the body, and Tony Weeks is going to stop the fight. Stopping the fight in the 8th round.
It was stunning to me when it seemed like he just quit, because it didn't seem like it almost seemed like a premature stoppage, but then you realize that he didn't want to fight any longer.
Yeah, Tony Weeks did a great job. He saved Kovalev.
He did.
I mean, in hindsight, you wish you would have landed the one shot and he went, he got knocked out and it was clear. But listen, man, all the excuses and stuff, like I was thinking about this the other day. Every big win that I've had, there was an excuse attached to it. So you go back to Kessler. Oh, he headbutt me. He was fighting dirty. No, I'm fighting in a style that you don't know how to deal with. If you look at Carl Froch, oh, it was boring. Why didn't you make it more interesting? You look at Chad Dawson. Oh, he was weight drained. Chad Dawson called me out. I was at home minding my own business, and he said, I want to fight Andre Ward. I'll come down to his weight, and I'll fight him in Oakland. If you look at you look at Kovalev. First fight, I got robbed. Second fight, they cheated me. Come on, y'all. Every big win that Andre Ward has cannot have an asterisk next to it. Like either I'm not the guy that my record says that I am, or somebody's not being honest over here. Like all the people that said that you're not gonna beat Kovalev, look what he did to this guy, he's gonna do the same thing to you, you're too small. Those are the same people coming to the rescue of a guy whose nickname is a crusher and who's menacing and all the stuff I've been saying. Like he should be able to defend himself. He should be able to get me off of him. A little guy that just moved up from 168, little old me.